Yo, what's up? So today's video, I'm just going to be talking about queries, how you implement them, how I'm actually using them, and then why. I've only recently discovered how to use them last week after watching a video on YouTube. I'll link that in the description, and then I've just naturally implemented them in the first way that I thought would be best for my system, and I understand that over time I'll probably find different use cases for them, of which I'll do further videos on, but at this current moment in time I just wanted to share how I'm actually using them so people could maybe take what I'm doing and adapt into their system just like what I've done. So just going to go straight into it and look at the queries that I've implemented into my system. So again, going on this goals and projects page, and so at the moment I have got for one of my 2020 goals, ongoing tasks, projects, and then where I've implemented the queries is under ToDos, ideas, and completed. So under ToDos I've got scheduled and not scheduled, and the way I've implemented the query here, it looks like that, and don't worry about trying to copy these from the video. I'll put all the queries in the description, so you guys can just copy and paste them and then change them out how you wish. I didn't really know how to use queries before this video, like I said, and I just copied what someone else had done and just played around with it, and eventually I think I've kind of understood how they work now and how to fiddle around with it to get it's showing what data you want and what data you don't want it to show. And so the whole point of this ToDos query is that this is showing everything that I've scheduled in terms of in my monthly or weekly plan, and I'm not really looking at that. That's just there because that's when I'm looking at that, that's really in my monthly or weekly plan, whereas the not scheduled this is kind of the more important tab for me, where this is looking at the things that I have maybe made into my daily notes that I haven't then actually haven't scheduled into my weekly or monthly plan. So it's something for me to do that I haven't actually allocated a time for, and so as you can see I've got two there, but I'll just show you a quick test of how I'm doing it. So we'll go, this is a test for video, and then what I do is put that to do hashtag it to goal 1A, and then when I go into goals and projects, there we go, it pops up in there. So it's quite nice having this in one place, and then when I then come to my weekly or monthly plan, the idea would be to look at these non-scheduled ones and then schedule them in, and then they would then appear in the scheduled, and then once I've ticked them, they would then go into the completed. So for example, if I then move that into the scheduled, and then in the scheduled I then say for example tick it off, you can see there then it comes up with completed. They all do, but if I untick them they move back, so it's quite nice the way they just move like that. You don't need the completed there because you could technically go into the page and filter by completed, but it just depends if you'd like having it all on one page like I do. And then for my ideas, I am implementing a tagging system where it's review, revisit, and reviewed. And so if you watch my videos, I'm trying to kind of revisit, like review every idea I have that's related to a goal or a project or an area, and then review that at least once, and then once I've reviewed it I then put it into the revisit or the review tab. So for example I've got a few in here, but I'll just show you again. This is test for Rome video, and then this I would just hashtag 1A, hashtag idea, and then hashtag review, and then when I go into goals and projects, there you go, it comes up there. And then so again, when I come into my monthly and weekly plan similar to dos, I will look at all the ideas that I need to review and I'll plan them in to review them, and then once I've reviewed them, I then make a decision on whether it's something that I want to revisit in the future, or whether it's an idea that actually is shit. I don't really want to don't really feel like I need to revisit it, and this system may change over time. I might come up with some different tags, but at the moment this is what I've gone with, so I would just change that to revisit, and then it would then pop up in the revisit. Once I've then done the revisit, go into reviewed, then pops into reviewed. And so yeah, so then when I, like I said, come to plan my week and month, I can look at these and easily see what I need to look at. So that's kind of what I'm planning to do with my queries in the system that I'm using, and I think that's kind of how I'm using it at the moment. And as I said at the start of the video, I'm sure this is going to develop over time, where I'm using more tags and more queries to pre-populate information. But for me, I just like having this all on one page, just so that I can access it on one page. And you can technically, like I said before, if I went on to goal 1A, I could technically filter by my to-dos, and I could find all my to-dos here, but it becomes a bit messy. That's the problem. But with queries, you can be more specific with them, so it only shows you information instead of having to constantly filter it. So that's why I think it's good to use queries. Someone mentioned in the comments on one of the videos they just want to see what my pages are looking like. In terms of my goals for pages, I'm starting to develop them. All I'm really looking is kind of like what the goal is, why I want to achieve that goal, and how I'm going to achieve it. It's just a standing page. Like, I don't really have anything else to put on it. And then in terms of my projects, so for this project, I've got status, the objective of the project, time frame, what goals it relates to, some tags, and then a to-do list, and then any notes. I was thinking of, well, I could technically build out another query underneath this and put the query in there so the to-dos populate in there. I'm not sure whether I want to do that or not, and whether I just want to keep the to-dos in the actual project page itself, which I think I am at the moment. And I think the idea behind this system, the ongoing task, project, to-dos, ideas, and completed, is really I'm looking at kind of, well, the ongoing tasks, things that I'm doing every week, and hopefully that's going to help me develop kind of ideas and to-dos. Like I said, an idea is something that I'll just review later on, and then that idea actually might turn into a to-do, and then the to-do might actually turn into a bigger project. So it's kind of, my workflow is almost like ongoing tasks, ideas, to-dos, projects, and then completed, because sometimes I might have to do that it's not big enough to be a project, it's just to do one thing, but then that to-do might then evolve actually into doing a bigger project that relates to that to-do. So that's kind of my thinking behind having this sort of system in place. So yeah, that covers just a basic overview of how I'm using queries in my system, showing you how I'm using them and why I'm using them. And if anyone's got any questions or needs any help implementing them, or just wants to just generally discuss how they're using Roam, then I'll be really open to talking to them. I try and reply best as I can to comments, etc. So yeah, hopefully this has just given you a few ideas on how you can use queries in your own system. I hope it's been helpful to you. I look forward to seeing you soon. Have a nice day. Goodbye.